Overhyping. It's something that the average anime fan may do from time to time, as they tend to overrate an anime or a specific anime character. Now, overhyping has become overly common within the anime community, as some animes released in fall 2020 and winter 2021 became two of the most heavily overhyped anime I have seen in my life. Like I said earlier, there were two anime released during fall 2020 and winter 2021 that were so overhyped, I compared them to the overhype of Shisui Uchiha. Now, most of you can guess that I am talking about specifically Attack on Titan Season 4 and Jujutsu Kaisen. Now, before I dive into this topic, do not forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. And also, if you have not already, go check out my other videos that are currently on my channel. Now, to continue on to the topic of overhyping anime, the main anime that I'm going to be talking about today are Attack on Titan Season 4, Jujutsu Kaisen, and Demon Slayer Season 1. When I say Demon Slayer Season 1, I mean just Season 1 and not Mugen Train, which just released in US theaters, but it was released maybe about a year ago in Japan. Jujutsu Kaisen and Attack on Titan. Now, both of these animes have been getting a bunch of attention since their premiere, and it was very annoying because at one point when I would just scroll through my Instagram, I would just see Jujutsu Kaisen or Attack on Titan content, and it was happening almost every day. So I was like, why are they overhyping this? Because at that point in AOT Season 4, I had basically read up to the current chapter, so I knew what was happening, and I was like, I don't know why they're overhyping it. Maybe it's because of the animation, because in these episodes they're going to release in 2020, there really isn't going to be a lot of action, but like in January when they would release maybe 10 or 12 episodes, there would be a bunch of action. But I just kind of struggled to understand why AOT got so much hype, but in the main scheme of things, I see it now, and it's mainly just because of the animation and because of how some characters were portrayed and the introduction of new characters in a new place that most of the Attack on Titan community, since most of them are anime only, did not know about. To put the amount of overhype Attack on Titan Season 4 was getting, let's just say you follow a bunch of anime content pages, a bunch of anime meme pages, or just pages on Instagram that post a bunch of anime content. It would be like them posting one thing for the whole season, which means that when you scroll through your feed, all you're gonna see is Attack on Titan is GOAT, Attack on Titan is the best anime ever, it's a masterpiece. In my opinion, it's really not a masterpiece, because masterpieces have to be finished. Just like Hunter x Hunter, it's not a masterpiece. Most people say it is. It really isn't, because it's not finished. Now, if it was finished, it'd be a different story. But this is similar with Attack on Titan. When I started seeing these Instagram posts and these Instagram comments about how Attack on Titan was the GOAT, the greatest anime I've ever seen, man, Eren is the best protagonist slash antagonist slash pseudo-tagonist I've ever seen in my life. It really was like, why are these people overhyping AOT for what it really is? Because in my opinion, it is a really great anime. But when some of y'all call it the GOAT, when some of y'all say, oh, it's the best anime I've ever seen, it's kind of like, why are you saying that? Because it's not even finished. It's maybe 10 to 12 episodes in. No, not even 5 when I was seeing this type of stuff. I was just questioning myself, like, why? This in turn caused me to question myself, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna see why they are overhyping it, and I'm gonna get to the bottom of it, because in my opinion, it's not the GOAT. It's not the greatest of all time. It may be the greatest anime you've seen, but it's not the greatest of all time, and I'm not saying it's far from it. It's closer to it than it is farther away from it. The conclusion that I came to was mainly because of the wait people had to wait between Season 3 and 4, and because of the hype that Season 4 was having going into it, and also the animation that was in the anime. The animation, in my opinion, was really good. Some of the best MAPPA animation, considering they produced Dorohedero, and when I tell you that animation was complete garbage, some of the worst animation I've ever seen, almost worse than Way of the House Husband and X-Arm. It's terrible, and it really disappointed me when Studio MAPPA produced and designed the anime like that, because I know it's hard for animators to try to adapt messy art. I've seen this like in Kengan Omega on Netflix. Sorry, I meant Kengan Asura on Netflix. This is very prevalent, as I've read the whole manga. I've finished it. it's a really great manga. Now the anime, on the other hand, it's like they just threw CGI on it, and sometimes they'd have it animated properly, but sometimes it just be CGI. And now in Attack on Titan, Mappa, I'm proud of them because they only did CGI for the Titans, and I know that's hard to animate because they're bigger than the buildings, and when they move, like each of them has their own unique move set that they make, so I know it's hard to animate it. But the character design was really flawless, and I don't want y'all to think just because I'm talking really good about Attack on Titan season 4 that I'm overhyping it. No, I'm just giving an honest review, and in my opinion, Mappa nailed the animation. They did really good, and that was one of the main reasons that Attack on Titan season 4 was overhyped, as I would go on my Instagram feed and I would see, oh, look at this animation, Mappa is the best studio, while in turn Mappa is not. In my opinion, the best studio is probably Studio Madhouse or Studio Bones, as they've produced more heavy hitters in the anime community than Mappa. Mappa's really only produced Dorohedero, Attack on Titan, and some other big animes. But in my opinion, Mappa nailed the animation, which caused the overhyping of it and the break that Attack on Titan took, because I think the last time Attack on Titan aired like an episode or a movie for it was 2019, and when you wait about 2 to 3 years, your fans get anxious, so of course they're gonna obviously overhype this anime when it comes in, maybe episode 1 or episode 2, but this overhype carried throughout the whole season, and now people are still talking about it. I'm glad people are still talking about it, because it's like, just because it's overhyped, it doesn't mean that you can't talk about it in your own spaces. It just means that this anime is getting too much hype. Y'all are really overhyping it for what it really is, but overall it was a great season in my opinion, and animation and the wait was the main reason why Attack on Titan has been overhyped, and in my opinion the most overhyped anime I've seen in my life. Moving on to the second most popular anime of 2020, if not the most popular anime of 2021, and that is Jujutsu Kaisen. Now obviously y'all are questioning me like, oh, Jujutsu Kaisen isn't overhyped. It isn't overhyped. In my opinion, it is. Some people are saying it's a 10 out of 10, it's a 9.7. At most, I would rate it a 9, and it's mainly getting all of this overhype because of the animation and the fights taking place. Now the fights were really good and top tier fights, but you shouldn't say, oh, these are the best fights in the anime community, the best fights of 2020, when there have been a bunch of anime that I feel like people have forgotten about. Those anime are Toilet Bound Hanako-kun, Slimy Sakai Season 2, Golden Kamui Season 3, Akudama Drive, World Trigger Season 2. Even though this season of World Trigger was kind of underwhelming, I was expecting a bit more content, but that just may be because World Trigger Season 1 had about 75 episodes. To resume the Jujutsu Kaisen overhype debate, the main, and I cannot stress this enough, the main reason that are above the other reasons is because of Gojo. His character, when I tell you, I've seen him everywhere, whether I'm scrolling on TikTok talking about the best anime character of all time, or talking about, oh, Jujutsu Kaisen, a masterpiece. When I imagine Jujutsu Kaisen, I see this man Gojo, and he was really the talk of Jujutsu Kaisen, as his abilities and his fights, even though I think he only had about like 1 or 2, amazed most of the viewers, and that's really how Jujutsu Kaisen became overhyped. And his overhype, I'm going to compare it to the overhype of Shisui Uchiha, because Naruto fans act like Shisui Uchiha, if he was not killed, then he would be the coldest Naruto character. And when I say Naruto fans, I mean some. Not all Naruto fans overhype Shisui Uchiha, but there's like this clique of them that do. And in my opinion, Shisui Uchiha is not all that. He was just there to further develop the story around Itachi and Sasuke, I guess, kind of. But yeah, I'm gonna compare Gojo and the amount of overhype he got to Shisui, because it was ridiculous saying that his territorial expansion can beat anybody. In reality, it can't, and I don't want to turn into one of these power scalers, but his territorial expansion can be literally stopped. Someone just has to move faster than he can say territorial expansion or do the move for territorial expansion. And there are a lot of people, and some people are going to say, oh, Goku. No, don't say Goku, because there are literally some people in the Dragon Ball universe that he cannot beat, such as the Omni Kings, Whis, Beerus, and Fuse, Zamasu, if I said his name right. He literally needed help to beat them. And I don't know how people compare Goku Goku and say like, oh, he could be anybody. That's kind of a form of overhype in itself, because in reality, if you can't beat some people in your own universe, they shouldn't even be comparing him and power scaling him to other people. Because in my opinion, you have to be the strongest person consistently, and I say consistently, I mean you lose no battles after you've became the strongest in your universe. You have to consistently be the strongest in order for people to power scale you. But power scaling also, I love to talk about that. That's another form of overhype, as people power scale Goku and Saitama, but they really don't power scale all these other hidden gems. They are overhyping Goku and Saitama so much, and it kind of annoys me too. But just because I say it annoys me doesn't mean I'm in my feelings or I'm like, oh my gosh, y'all need to stop overhyping. Overhyping can be a good thing, it could be a bad thing. It can literally give love to some of your favorite animes that don't get any love, but it could also bring hate, and most of the time it really doesn't bring hate, it just brings a lot of love and new anime fans to that specific anime community. Now the last overhyped anime that I'm going to be talking about is Demon Slayer, and no, I'm not talking about Mugen Train. Haven't seen the movie, but I've read the manga, so I get the gist of what is currently happening and what's going to happen at the beginning of season 2. But yes, I'm talking about season 1, and like the other animes before it, it's mainly because of the animation. That's really all I heard about Demon Slayer. I didn't hear anybody in particular. Maybe I heard like 1 or 2 people in comments saying, oh, Demon Slayer is the best anime I've seen. But at that time, anime was starting to become trendy. That was like 2019. It was spring 2019 when it was released. Anime was starting to become trendy, and really, yeah, like I said before, it's just the animation. Yeah, no one's overhyping the story or the plot. We all know the plot is okay, and I'm actually a victim of overhyping, as on my anime list on my account, I rated it a 9, and I think it was about a week or 2 ago I went back and reviewed all of the ratings that I gave all of the animes I watched on my anime list that were on my list as completed. I reviewed, I changed some ratings, and Demon Slayer was actually one of those. I changed from a 9 to a 7 because looking back at it, I kind of overhyped it. And in 2019, I was a new anime viewer basically, because at the beginning of 2019, that's when I had my Funimation membership. Like I said in my earlier video, go watch that. I didn't know anything about Funimation or Crunchyroll. I just knew that anime existed. I didn't know anything about illegal websites either. So I was like, cool, a streaming service that I could watch anime on, only have to pay $60 for it, and it's gonna be no ads. So then Demon Slayer started airing on there. I watched it, I was like, oh my gosh, this is really one of the best animes I've watched. And I was actually one of those people who overhyped it, and that's mainly because I was new. And new anime watchers most of the time tend to overhype anime, as you haven't really been in the anime community or deeply involved in it as you are as maybe a 3 to 4 year watcher. Like this year, 2021, this will be my about 3rd or 4th year really getting involved into anime, and now I really don't tend to overhype animes, but it can happen because not everyone's perfect. Not everyone is going to properly rate this anime, and plus people have different opinions, so it's easy to overhype or underrate in anime. Now, as for what anime is going to be overhyped next, that really isn't up to me. I don't see an anime in summer or fall 2021, even winter 2022 being overhyped. Actually, AOT season 4, I see that being overhyped again in winter 2022. But other than that, it's really up to the anime community whether they overhype an anime or not. And like I said earlier a few seconds ago, in the distant future, other than AOT season 4, I really don't see any other anime being overhyped as AOT, Jujutsu Kaisen, or season 1 of Demon Slayer got. If you made it to the end of the video, thank you again for watching, and do not forget to like and subscribe to my channel like I said earlier in the video, and tune in next week as I'll have a video out next Sunday, and I'll try to stay as consistent as possible because I know when you build a YouTube channel, consistency is key, as you want more people to watch your videos every week, or maybe every day, or maybe every other week. As long as people know when you're putting out a video, it's good. And the Konosuba outro, I don't believe I said this, but the Konosuba dancing, when you see Aqua, Megumi, Darkness, and Kazuma dancing, that means it's the end of the video. Last reminder, don't forget to follow my Instagram, even though it's bare. I'm gonna be active on it soon, and my Twitch, maybe I'll be active on that soon. That's the end of the video, so I'll see y'all next week.